Well, hello and welcome back to another episode of Success Secrets from the Bible. I'm your host with the most, Doc Favors, and I just want to say to you all that it is a joy and a pleasure. First of all, let me say thank you to all of you who continue to support the channel and to help us grow our community, y'all. We are over 1,300, and hey, it's just a joy. Thank you all so much for the awesome comments. Let me also say this. So now, the spammers are going so far as to create a page and a channel that looks like me. Listen, guys, I don't have a WhatsApp to the point to where I'm gonna share it on here and ask you to come and contact me on WhatsApp or give my phone number. If anything, I'll say, hey, email me and we'll do something like that. So don't fall for the spam. Don't fall for the gimmicks of people trying to pull you away, trying to, capture your information. Also, let me say this, you all know that I am not a financial advisor, so I can't be your advisor, but I can give advice as it pertains to what I do and how I get the bag and continue to help grow my business and take care of my family and so on and so forth in my church. So with that being said, you all, once again, very quickly, we have a announcement that's going to be coming up. So I want you all to stick around toward the end, and I'll make sure I share that with you because we've opened up. I've gotten a lot of feedback about the courses and things that we're doing, so I'll say more about that. Now let's get right to this because I want to keep this video under 8 minutes, 7 minutes, around that time. So there's a particular piece in the Bible that talks about the plan of God. And I want you to ask yourself, have you ever thought about God having a plan for you, for myself, for all of those who would dare say we love him through Jesus Christ? Well, he does, and it's found over in Ephesians chapter 3. And I'm going to read from the New Living Translation, and it says simply this: this is God's plan. It's so clear that if you don't pay attention or if you're not aware, you'll miss it. So he says God's plan is this: both Gentile and Jew who believe the good news share equally, watch this now, share equally in the riches inherited by God's children. First point right there, it is your birthright when you gave your life to Christ because you were engrafted in, you were adopted, right, to inherit the riches of God. As it is in heaven, let it be done on earth. What I'm doing today is making you aware that God, number one, had a plan for you, and that plan involves you inheriting some of the things that he has for you, okay? So that would be the first point of God's plan, that all of us should share equally in these riches, not just one group against this group, but all of us, Gentile and Jew alike, okay? Now, both are part of the same body and enjoy the promise of blessings. That's the second thing. God gave Abraham, Jacob, and Isaac promises of blessings because of their relationship with God. And because now, throughout the lineage, as we all, once again, believe in God and receive grace through Jesus Christ, we now have what? Access to the promises. So some people would say, well, it's the Old Testament. It's not for the New Testament because we're in a new dispensation of grace. But let me tell you something. Jesus said that he didn't come to do away with the law, but to fulfill it. So that means we still have principles from the Old Testament, you all, that we can use and access. And if you employ them in your life, if you deploy them, even if you will, then they still hold true today as they did thousands and thousands of years ago, even before the document was written and compiled called the Bible. So now watch this, y'all. So we have promises of the blessing. We can enjoy the promise of the blessing. Man, I'm telling you, this does something to you. It should change your mindset to say, you know what? If I have access to the promise of the blessings and I'm supposed to have an equal stake in the inheritance, which are the riches, then why am I living the way I'm living? Why am I living so far below my means? Or why is it that I'm not experiencing these blessings? Well, watch this. He says, because they belong to Christ. So number one, you got to believe in the good news. Then you have to belong to Christ, right? So then he says, by God's grace and mighty power, I, Paul, have been given the privilege of serving in him by spreading this good news. Though I am the least deserving of all God's people, he graciously gave me the privilege of telling the Gentiles about the endless treasures available. Now here it is, you all. You have three different types of economic terms. You have the riches that are inherited. You have the blessings that we have a promise to. And you have access or privilege knowing that these treasures are endless. Ladies and gentlemen, I came to tell somebody today that when you apply this and go back and read this for yourself, Ephesians chapter 3, beginning at, you can read from verse 1 all the way up through the whole chapter, to verse 12 rather. It puts you in a state of mind to understand that God thought about us before the creation of the world. He created things that we would have and called us his people. And because of that, your birthright is to be rich, operate, and enjoy the promises and the blessings of God, okay? So with that being said, it is my hope and prayer that you now see yourself differently. See yourself as one who have an ability to manage the wealth that God has, and start to see yourself getting closer to God, closer to the things in the church, okay? Because this is what God has for us. We just got to start, as Wallace Wallace say, living and doing life a certain way, and you can have all these things, okay? So with that being said, you all, the quick announcement is this. I'm doing a live Q&A, number one, in my private Facebook group. If you're not there, you can ask your questions. I'll leave a link down below for that Q&A Facebook group. And then lastly, I'm going to leave a link because we had so much fun with the launching of the Essential Leaders Institute, one of our first programs called Mindset Reset. And then we also had a great time doing the 5-day VIP challenge. And that challenge ended, but I got feedback, people saying, hey, I missed it. You teaching people how to write a book. You're teaching people how to start an online business from ground up, even touching on AI and how that can help you solve a lot of problems. And so we decided to open up the 5-day challenge, but it's going to be called something different now. It's going to be the 5-day business/ebook challenge. If you want to write a book, if you want to start your online business, then we're going to show you how to do it. It's going to be a 5-day challenge. And within them 5 days, if you follow along and do what I'm telling you to do, you will have a completed book that you can put out. You will know your niche, you will know your area, you'll know your target avatar, and y'all, you'll be ready to do and launch some things, because I'm gonna tell you exactly what I do. I open up the back office and show my whole business, how I host, how I put it together, how we get clients, the whole nine. And it is worth it. It is well worth it. So interested, I'll leave those 2 links down below, the Facebook group, those 3 links, Facebook group, Mindset Reset, which is a self-study program. You got access to that all year, for a whole year. And then the VIP challenge, which starts this Monday or next Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern, okay? So you all have a great day. It's hump day. And always remember, you all, hey, be positive on purpose, okay? We'll see you next time.